Morning from Mr. Mountain video. Today we're going to look at some Python. I think the topic I've chosen for today is quite good, so you might like it. Alright, let's begin. First things, as previously mentioned in the other videos, imagine you had a school, they had an app. It asks you for your name and all that kind of stuff. And when they ask you for your school name, and boom, it shoots something back to you. Well, your school thought that might be too lame. They needed something else to do. So here we go. You're on the job to design an automatic grading system. So if someone got 80 on a test, you would code in, and 80 would be, on my graph, it would be a B. Now, I'll tell you how to do that. Obviously, you might not be doing this at school, but it's just good to know. I'm also gonna introduce you to the if. If is a very important thing. And if you ever done Scratch before, then it's pretty much the same thing as the if in Scratch. So let's start. The first row, it asks you the question, what is your test score? And it uses the input function. And why I'm putting int right here is because you can't actually, when you type something in, it's actually called a string, also known as str, string. And on Python, you cannot calculate anything with string. And if you see this, that's obviously math, and math is basically calculating. So string cannot be used for any of those reasons. It can either be float or an int. And an int is an integer, a float is something with a decimal, and a string is just something that you gave the computer. But the computer can't do anything with it, it can't change it. So in order to change it, it's going to have to use the int function. Alright, that's the first row done. Let's say I'm a good student. I got 98. It's really a great score. Alright, A+ to be expected. How did I do that? It's using the if function. The EL is called else, which we wouldn't talk about today. It's really nothing, and it's just really something that really good programmers use. Just stick with the if for today. If, now just imagine Scratch. This is a block. That is a block. This single thing in the middle is it's a variable. Alright, good. It's one of those Scratch blocks where you could go calculate with it. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So, since A is whatever you put in there, which in my case is 98, it will search if A is between 100 and 110, and it would give me top student. Why 110? Because like some schools, they give you extra mark for correcting a teacher's spelling mistake. So there's 110. So right now I'm between, the A is between 95 and 100. The computer goes here and checks, are you between 100 and 110? And if I am, it would say print top student, right? But I'm not, so it continues checking. And if I change this to a lower scroll, going like, barely past, it's alright. The computer would go like, hey, you're 51, right? So you're not in here. You're not in here, so I will not give you a top student. You're not in here, so I will not give you an A+. You're not in here, so I won't give you an A-. We'll keep going down all the way until it sees, oh, you're in here, so I'll give you a corresponding D. Why is there a space in front? Because if there wasn't a space in front, then it wouldn't work. It's just one of those weird things about Python. Yeah. So, if you put an if, you have to do whatever you want. And then you do that. It's the seal of a letter. It goes like, it's sealed, there's nothing more, whatever it's behind it, it's nonsense. When you press enter, it actually stays here. Why? Because if you went here, it wouldn't matter with the if. Yeah, I told you, it's one of those weird Python things. So you had to press enter from here, so you'd be right in that gap in order for you to be able to give a option. Obviously this is wrong, so I'll just get rid of it. What's your test score? Man, I'm a good student. I'm 75. Oh, so scans. It's a C+. Now the good thing about this is that teachers can actually give comments. F, no, you big dingus. You got a fail. And big fat F. No teacher in the world will do this, but it'll just be useful for sometimes. Obviously, if there was a teacher's pet, you could say, good job, Elmer. I was totally not expecting you. To do so well. Well, yeah, that's what teachers can do, and sorry about the spelling mistake. And it goes like, hey, you're an A+, right? Good job. And yeah, sorry about my typing. It's just really bad. So, let's look at the graph down here. Can I explain to you that the thing right here, it wouldn't work in Java or C++. It just wouldn't work. So, would not work in C++ or Java. It just wouldn't work. And the reason is, let's have a graph right here. A human and a computer. In order for a human to code, for the computer to do something, a human needs to give an instruction to a computer. And how would it do it? It's by all of these things. So, Scratch is on the human end, which means it's easy for a human to do because it's so lowly coded that it's actually kind of hard for a computer to process. So, it might take some time and you wouldn't be able to do all the cool stuffs on Java and C++. Now, Python is good because it's right in the middle. It would be better than Scratch because it has more the details, but some would say it's better than Java and C++ because it can do things like this. Yeah, it wouldn't happen in C++ or Java. So that's a good thing about Python, whereas C++ and Java, they're ultra complicated, which means they're good at making details. But these things, easy for human to understand, just wouldn't work there. So that's how you get it. Don't ever try one of these things in C++ or Java. This is a Python video. So if you want any of those informations, go somewhere else. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.